Hey guys, welcome back to Dark Waters 9. Today we got paranormal videos, creepy ghost encounters, scary cryptid footage, and unsettling hauntings you never seen before. Starting with this, Mothman spotted in California right now. For those who don't know, Mothman showed up in Point Pleasant, West Virginia in 1966. Then Silver Bridge collapsed. 46 people went missing. Every time he's seen, something bad follows. Now he's in California. Those have to be some of the brightest red eyes I've ever seen. And whoever caught this on film is looking straight at him. Let's say you're out walking to your car. What would be your guys' first move after seeing that in the trees right above you? If you thought that last footage was crazy, wait till you see this next unidentified sea creature. Oil rig workers caught something on camera that should not exist. 326,000 likes on TikToks. Comments split between a colossal squid, Kraken, and biblical Leviathan. The deep sea is 95% unexplored. We have no idea what's down there. What if they caught the Leviathan on film? That would be crazy. That's no Leviathan. That's giving me Kraken vibes. Release the Kraken. One of the most haunted locations in America. Did some type of spirit walk past her? Was there some real paranormal activity afoot here?
Oh my God! There's no way that was my hair. There's no way that was my hair. There's no way that was my hair. Oh my God! There. That was... Great job. Super interesting. Really fun. You never know what to expect. It keeps you on your toes. I did say we can't have me getting bored and I'm tired, and I guess this is certainly one way to wake me up. So that's great.
I know one thing's for certain that's creepy. Look at this doll up here on top of this bookcase or this desk right here. You know how you'll watch one of those horror movies and slowly you'll see the doll's head start to move? That's what I'm low-key watching, to see movement on this head's doll. You could have put a plant up there. You could have put anything. A fish tank, a vase with some flowers. Not this bald-headed black-eyed doll. You go to get something, a snack late at night at this house, and all the lights are off and you just hear little footsteps run by like Chucky doll. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this little doll right here. If you want to visually see something spooky, MetaQuest users are playing horror games in their homes, and people are saying they're opening portals to other realms. Do you guys think this is just VR? What happens when the veil gets a little too thin? Demons don't need an invitation if you give them the door.
Basically, from what I understand, virtual reality, you can play a horror game in your own home where it's overlaying the game in your house. And to me, that just feels like there's some kind of at least indirect connection to another realm that when you're playing with this, the other side sees and might take advantage of the situation. I could go into so many different things with this, but they could start attacking you in your dreams where you believe that you're still playing the game. Only the game in your dream is actually an attack happening to you for real. They could also start playing on your sanity, where you're no longer wearing the goggles. Maybe you took them off to take a breather, and you start seeing things in your house.
I had a nightmare. I was on Master Chef, and I was trying to make it to the top 10, and I had burnt my steak, and I gotta go before the judges with a burnt steak, and I'm about to be eliminated. I know that's a wild dream, but man, it was just so scary. I woke up sweating, you know. I wasn't trying to go home. They was about to send me home.
And you're like, wait, hold on. That's supposed to be just on there. And now you're wondering, are you going crazy? Are you actually seeing it? What's happening, right? And so that's what I mean. I feel like there's going to be a bag opened with this kind of stuff that will lead to other things.
I agree completely. And I think that that's very important, because something I try to reiterate with my audience is that spirits aren't bound by space, time, and matter like we are. You know, I think demons or entities out there are kind of like flies on the wall. They watch, you know, what makes this person tick, you know, what's this person into. And if it's, you know, like you mentioned Ouija boards, you know, 100 years ago, that's what you had, you know, a piece of wood or whatever it may be.
It's like a magnifying glass from my understanding, and it automatically goes to the different letters, and it kind of tells you like what the spirits are trying to say to you, I guess, is what they do. I never tried it, but if you did and you had some crazy experiences, drop it in the comments below. The craziest thing I can remember is saying Bloody Mary in the mirror when I was younger. I still haven't watched the movie, but you know, kids being kids, oh man, I bet you won't go in the mirror and say it. It was Candyman, actually. I went in the mirror and said Candyman. I haven't seen that one either. I know, it's terrible.
Now we've moved into the technology age, and it's just a different kind of communication. So I think they sit and watch, they observe, they learn people and how to essentially attack, you know.
Yeah. Here's a creepy thought. What if you took the Meta VR horror game that I guess you can see the house, and you put it with the last creepy house we just watched? So you're like doubling up on the horror factor, you know? Throwing a Meta VR Quest horror game already in some horror situations. Oh man, that would be intense. Would you try it? Do you guys play horror games or have any experiences like that? Put it in the comments below. Talk to me. I love to hear it. It would be cool if they had like some type of Ghostbusters game we all could play together, like thousands of us just putting on our backpack, you know, and ghost busting. That actually sounds like fun. Speaking about Ghostbusters, you guys aren't gonna believe this. Back when Craigslist was a thing and you can get cars for cheap for $500 for a winter beater, is what we call them. I was actually going through a real tough time, and I put out a Craigslist post for, I'll take any reliable car for $500 if you have something available. I don't care what it is. I'm just trying to get to work. And believe it or not, a couple people reached out to me and they had excellent running vehicles, but the one I chose had AC and worked the best. It was a smaller. This is what I found in the trunk, and I always kept it. I've had this for like 10, 15 years, guys. How cool is that? It's like a sun protector you put on in the front of your car. I was going to try and frame it and get it hung up. 1984. Who are you gonna call? Now let's get back to your regular scheduled programming. Alright guys, this next one is right up my alley. If this skull is real, this is not just some random bone in the sand. This is giant skull territory. Bible calls them Nephilim, the giants who walked the earth in Genesis 6. And every time someone finds skulls like this, it disappears into a museum basement. And we're told, oh man, that's just erosion. That's just a rock. Don't worry about that. Look at the size of the jaw. The Hindenburg lineage jaw.
Okay, this is mind-blowing. Check out the skull of a giant that was found. Watch this.
When I finally got down to a skull cap, then I got kind of nervous because it was real fragile looking, and dug a little bit further, and then I saw teeth that looked like human teeth, and they were really ground down, and I thought, holy cow, this is something that probably should be told to the authorities. So I went ahead and dug that up, set it on top of the surface of the sand along with the femur bone, and these are pictures that you'll get to see. see, and took pictures of it, and then put it right back where I found it because it felt really creepy picking something up like that, and sent GPS notes and everything to the local archaeologist in this area. And this was down on.
Guys, look at the teethuses. How do you make something up like this? It's like the teeth were like filed down. The detail on this. You guys got to tell me what you're thinking about this. There's so many stories about giants. You got the Kandahar giants, red hairy giants Native Americans always speak of in the woods.
In the Mexico area, and it's something that feels really good to find, but it was also something that I really didn't want to unearth.
So what you told me that made me interested was the size of it. Tell me the size.
Well, the jawbone was probably 3 times the size of my own jaw.
Guys, if you love content like this, hit that like and subscribe button. I love to see you around here more. It's like I'm talking to an old friend.
This is not what biblical angels look like. In the Bible, angels are so terrifying that the first thing that they say is be not afraid. And the reason is because they look like something out of a nightmare. We're talking Ophanim, which look like interlocking wheels with thousands of eyes. Or the cherubim with the faces of a lion, an ox, an eagle, and a man. They're not here for a hug either. They're high-ranking celestial soldiers. Would you be scared? Why don't you guys think down below?
Me personally, I would be terrified. Biblically accurate angels are not what the Hallmark card showed you.
What would happen if you saw a seraph, the most powerful angel in the entire universe? Seraphim are angels of unmatched strength, their power surpassing human imagination and even the bounds of the universe itself. These extraordinary angels have 6 wings. They use the first pair to fly. They cover their feet with another pair and their faces with the last 2. With just a single beat of their wings, they travel distances that are beyond human comprehension. Seraphim are entirely made of fire. They are the guardians of eternal light, standing watch day and night before the divine throne, awaiting their prophecy and serving with immeasurable reverence and power. But what would happen if you saw one of these angels without being protected by the grace of God? It would be like approaching the core of a sun. You would be instantly incinerated. The holiness of these angels is so intense that no human could withstand it. The heat they radiate is 1,000 times more powerful than anything you can imagine. If you've read this far, leave an amen and share this video with someone who needs to know this.
Every ancient site on Earth, pyramids, Angkor Wat, Stonehenge, Machu Picchu. A lot of people online say that they sit on ley lines across every continent, the same blueprint, the same designs. You'll see the top of a lot of these structures poetically pointing to the outline of constellations. It's almost like everything they built was not only for looks, but also it had function and purpose. This next video is going to take us through there.
Across every continent on Earth, from the Great Pyramid of Giza to Machu Picchu to the temples of Angkor Wat, one pattern keeps appearing. They all align perfectly along a single invisible line that wraps around the planet. A line some researchers call the World Energy Grid, ancient builders thousands of miles apart. No contact, no shared language, no modern tools, yet they built monuments with perfect geometry, aligned to the same coordinates. Coincidence? Or a design far older than recorded history? When these sites are mapped together, a hidden pattern appears, a network of temples, pyramids, and megaliths forming exact geometric ratios, the same patterns found in sound frequencies and magnetic fields. It's as if the ancients knew the Earth itself was alive, and these temples were built to channel its energy. Modern scientists studying these regions have detected electromagnetic spikes, bursts of energy that match the placement of these sacred sites.
And we're still finding out so much new information. Like it was just last year that they found all those different underground tunnels that went so many miles deep after LiDAR scans. Man.
Same pattern Nikola Tesla described when he said, Earth itself is a conductor of energy. But here's where it gets even stranger. Ancient texts describe the planet as a living grid, a web of power used to open gates to the stars. In Egypt, they called it the path of the gods. In South America, the lines of the sun. In China, the dragon veins. Different names, different eras, same design. Were they all following the same blueprint? Asked down.
Dragon veins, that's tough. Did you guys hear that before? Dragon veins? That is a new one.
from a forgotten civilization. And if every temple on Earth connects to this grid, then maybe these monuments weren't built to honor the gods. Maybe they were built to communicate with them.
Yeah, like something out of a science fiction movie. Yeah, when you start seeing how the pyramids line up to the stars and the ley lines, it reminds me of that sci-fi movie Stargate. How cool would it be for them to go to one Stargate and end up on another side effortlessly? It would be so easy to communicate information that way, wouldn't it? Tartaria, the empire they erased from history. Look at these structures, star forts. Perfectly geometrically 8 and 12 pointed shapes carved into the earth itself. From the 16th century to the 19th century, Tartaria appeared on hundreds of authentic maps. Grand Tartary, bigger than Russia. Then it vanished from every single history book. But as you can see, the buildings are still here. Star forts on every continent. Same design, same geometry. I mean, look at the insane detail. They could basically do whatever they wanted and have water surround it. Master builders.
The mainstream narrative tells us these star forts that you're seeing here all started popping up around the thousands went up across Europe, India, Russia, and the Americas. And then in 1800s to the 1900s, they suddenly became obsolete. They were filled in, leveled, turned into parks. But if you zoom out on these structures, as you're seeing here, the perfect pentagons, hexagons, multi-pointed stars, the exact cymatic patterns that matches frequencies like the golden ratio for.
Oh my goodness, look at this. That would be a hell of a golf course. Water hazard out of this world.
432, the 432 hertz that we've talked about. So why are they over-engineering across the world, worldwide, for cannons, and then abandoned them right when artillery got better?
Look, the Statue of Liberty is sitting on a star fort, guys.
I believe it's because cannons were the cover story. These star forts were part of a worldwide connected grid of energy. We've talked a little bit about the ether network, the free energy systems that the old world had. I believe these star forts were part of what helped resonate these frequencies, these ether frequencies, stabilizing the old world ether grid. The bells would ring, the forts would hum, the energies would flow, free power, free flight for the world.
Guys, now look, I'm not saying every theory about this is true. Free energy, ether, power generations, I can't prove any of that. But what I can show you is the buildings, the maps, the geometry, the star forts across every continent. Something was here. Something got erased. You decide what to believe. Drop your theories in the comments below. That's Tartaria. Alright, this next one says they're here. Hybrid crowd. Oh man. Once you start looking, the proportions, the skin tone, the eye spacing, you can't unsee it. Shapeshifters, skinwalkers, hybrids, they don't hide in caves. They walk among us. Your brain filters them out until someone points it out. After reading that caption, I'm surprised they ain't say reptilian. Because if we look and analyze the eyes, it has like that reptilian slit that you would see on snakes. You know, what's going on here? What type of children in the corn activity? And it makes you think about that scene on Men in Black. You remember when Will Smith said, yeah, he blinked one way and then he had another set of blink. He blinked 2 different ways. Alright guys, John Ramirez, ex-Satanist turned Christian minister, breaks down what hybrids are, a combination of Clarions, Anunnaki, Nuberians, tall whites, cosmic genetic evolution, blue-eyed children. Every ancient culture talks about being from the sky, mixing with human. Nephilim in the Bible, they're still here.
What is a hybrid?
Well, generically, a hybrid is a combination of 2 other species to make a new species. And in our context, what we're talking about today, it's a human with a non-human intelligence. So for my understanding of hybrids, it's a mixture of human and non-human DNA. In some aspects, we humans are already hybrids in the sense that we may have been accelerated in our development, and they could have helped us to become more accelerated than what we would normally would have achieved through natural evolution. So in a way, we are ourselves hybrids, but they themselves may have also be hybrids from other interventions by other beings who made them what they were.
Now look, that's Ramirez is telling you what he believes. I can't prove any of that. Nobody can. But here's what I can tell you. Genesis chapter 6 in the Bible, the book of Enoch is ancient scripture. The Nephilim story existed thousands of years before aliens were a pop culture thing. Something was happening back then. Something's still happening. You decide what you to believe. Drop your take in the comments below. It's that time of the day again. If you thought I wasn't going to hit you with another excellent, mysterious specimen of the day, think again. Jason! Alright guys, you see it. Mysterious, ancient, formed over millions of years. Some say crystals hold energies. Some say protects against the paranormal. Ancient civilizations use them for everything. Healing, ritual, communication. I just like how they look. And who really knows how long they've been formed, to be honest with you. If you're new around here, what we do is we rate this 1 through 10 and we give it a name. You rate it by how good it looks, and yeah, the rating I'm gonna give this a 9.1. The deep red transitioning into the deep dark blue layer, then it has like almost like a purplish atmosphere above and below the turquoise stream above it, and then you got like this cherry, more like a strawberry syrup resin layered like a sunset within this crystal. When you shine the light through it, it really pops. It's Petrified Jolly Rancher Popsicle. Drop your name and put it in the comments below. If you're into real ghost videos, paranormal investigations, erased history, Tartaria conspiracy, Nephilim evidence, UFO and UAP encounters, unexplained mysteries, then Dark Waters 9 is your channel. Code word for today is Ghostbusters. Drop Ghostbusters in the comments below. When you do that, that lets me know your family, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for hanging out with me. It means the world to me, and this was Mysterious Videos that will make you question everything.